What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts that's we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. But there was one movie that did come to streaming that we can all talk about, and that was the new Eddie Murphy hit that was written by Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris, You People.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
So, You People was the newest thing. We saw the trailer, and I was just like, I'm curious to see how this thing is going to be. And we all finally saw it. Prime saw it first. He's like, "Yo, you gotta check out You People." I was just like, "All right, well, I want to do that. I want to check out You People." Then I checked it out when I was working one day, and I was just like, "Okay, cool." Off the back, really, I think it's a fine movie. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's not reinventing the wheel. And now this movie, I did go in with low expectations of it because it's a rom-com. How many comics, did I see like this before? This is just another version of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, or something we had to deal with interracial couples and things like that. I was just curious to see how the Eddie Murphy movie was going to do on Netflix, because he's done decent before since coming back out. I like Jonah Hill. I like seeing Lauren London. I like the cast that they have in here. And from what I see in the trailers, I said, okay, I want to go check this thing out. I did not expect, I actually laughed in this movie. Mm-hmm. And that's the one sin that a comedy can do is not be funny.
This is true. However, the more I've stopped to think about it, I laughed, but I feel like at parts I didn't, places I didn't expect to laugh, only because, let me be frank, straight up front, I don't like rom-coms.
Okay.
So, I did not go in here thinking I was going to like this movie at all.
Yeah.
But also, another thing I don't expect is Eddie Murphy not to be the comedic relief.
Okay.
He was what you would consider the straight man in this movie, as far as being intentionally funny. Mm-hmm. That wasn't his role in this movie, so that kind of took me by surprise. But I mean, it was okay. I actually expected not to like it more. Mm-hmm. Simply because I'm not a rom-com person. I frankly hate rom-coms, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But it was okay.
How about you, Prime? Just off the bat before we get into it.
Honestly, it's parts of it I like. Some parts I was like, okay, and parts of it I was like, oh, I like the way they did certain things. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest, so when I hear Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy, I kind of knew that Eddie wouldn't be the comic relief, kind of like how Bernie wasn't the comic relief really in Guess Who. So I'm like, okay, I know Eddie is going to have an edge to him. Mm-hmm. And you can see from his intro, the song they used for his intro, I'm like, oh, you can tell he's the song they use, and also that he has a frown on his face the whole time.
Yeah, because I took him as supposed to be like a hotel.
My man,
a no nonsense person.
Yeah.
My man came in with a Fred Hampton with a bird hoodie on it.
Exactly.
First scene, I said, "Oh, we see where we going with this movie with this."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at it, but still,
his first scene is funny though. I got Nappy's hair in here. He basically bald.
Yeah. Except for this some bitch, right? I ain't gonna say what he said, but I'm saying that everybody like Bruno Mars. Here's the thing. Look, it's natural for us to see a movie like this and to go in there and to say, I'm not gonna like it, or I don't want to watch it. So that's what I thought, because I've seen it before too. But I'm just like, me personally, I was like, for the first time, I don't want to take myself too serious, because that's how I am with movies sometimes. And I sit there and watch it. I'm just sitting there like, I don't really see what the bad is.
I have issues with the movie, like just
what?
The technique, not even just the like the premise of it. I hate when you have a cast that's stacked like this, and somebody gets left in the dust. Like Nia Long got left in the dust in this movie.
Nia Long did get left in the dust in this movie.
I think that was not by design, but I think this wasn't her. This wasn't like a showcase Nia Long movie. I don't even think she was in like the main credits.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't.
But I get what you're saying. If that's the case, don't put Nia Long in the movie.
Yes, like I didn't need her. It's kind of like,
I feel like Nia Long played the Teresa character in the Bad Boys. How she's there, but she's like not there.
No, prime example. Remember Stomp the Yard?
Yeah.
Don't say Chris Brown.
Yes. How much did we see?
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Chris Brown was finna be in this movie. Everybody went there like, oh, Chris Brown, because this is when he was Chris Brown. Was in the movie.
Right. This is different.
I'm not saying it's the same exact thing.
I'm about to say, that's...
No, I'm not saying it's the same exact thing. But you attach a person's name to a project, and then you go and you like, damn, she was in the movie for all of 25 minutes. For real.
Yeah.
You talking about like just not seeing her in the background. I was like, well, damn.
I would agree with you if it was Eddie Murphy.
No.
Because I'm just saying, if like you said, when Chris Brown was Chris Brown, and he was all in the promotional stuff for Stomp the Yard, people want to see Chris Brown. He dies in the beginning, right? So what I'm saying is, Nia Long is not selling this movie. The ones that selling this movie is Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill.
Honestly, though, I think just because she's a fan of Nia Long, that's probably why. Not to say I'm not a fan, but I get like you just don't want to have a random person playing the mom. You want to have a power couple, technically, kind of playing the mom and dad. You don't want like Eddie Murphy and like I don't know, Star Jones playing the lead. I don't know.
You reach.
I just pulled that out the bird. But yeah, it's like I feel like they put her in here because she's somebody that can like hold her own when they need her to. But just like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of deleted scenes. She probably
And I'm sure there might be stuff that's on the cutting room floor. But I'm saying even with David Duchovny was a supporting actor.
Yes.
But he had his moments to shine. Nia Long had a funny joke in the movie. But David Duchovny had a whole running joke in the movie. Him and his exhibit. Then he did Ordinary People. That was wild.
That shit had me dying when I first saw that joke, man.
What the fuck is this? And why is she sitting right there?
So he pulled her. Come on here. Come on. I don't think I want to come on.
Come on. Let me say this to you.
But it was just like, I don't know, that part, that I was just like, well, damn. I feel like I got a little more out of the City Girl and Lala than I did out of Nia Long.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
shit. I ain't paid it. I realized that was a City Girl.
That's Horatio.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't realize that was City Girl.
That's a City Girl. And Lala and who was in Old Girl from ATL.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, why can't I remember their names? But I'm just like, okay, cool. I didn't go in here expecting to see her like as a main character, but I was like, well, damn, y'all ain't really give her no time to shine. And I don't know, it was.
Do you think that the criticism it's getting on social media, I'm asking both of you this, the criticism it's getting on social media, do you think is warranted? Because I mean,
I haven't seen no criticism. What's the criticism? Because I've been seeing people liking it.
I've seen, of course, there are people who are just not fans of Kenya Barris. You're going to have that criticism. There, and his work, the way his work is set up. Because at this point, you know Kenya Barris is set up. You're going to have an interracial family couple, somebody somewhere, and there's going to be some strife because they come from different cultural backgrounds. That's his setup.
To be fair, how many projects have he actually done like that, though?
All of them.
What's like that in Grownish?
It's a spinoff of Blackish.
Yeah, I would say, but Blackish is a black family.
Blackish is a black family with a mixed mom who came from a cult.
Yes,
with a black dad who came from Compton. Grownish, she's a product of the two of them, but then she goes to college and ends up in a friend group with a lesbian Jew, a Cuban Republican, and
they hitting all chipmarks, ain't they?
A black militant who she ends up going out with, and then a hippy dippy rich kid who is just who's high all the time, who she ends up going out with. You got Mixedish. Yep. You got
checked all them boxes.
What was the one with him and Rashida in
Black AF?
Black AF.
I didn't watch Black AF.
And it was the same thing. It's the same. It's like that's the criticism.
Black AF was basically his. He wanted to be in Blackish, so he was like, "I'm gonna just redo it."
Pretty much, it was like him in. It was the same story.
Okay.
Where you have a wife who is mixed, and you, the black man, y'all have a family, and there's strife because of that. It's the same thing, but he was Anthony Anderson, and Rashida Jones was Tracy Ellis Ross,
who played her sister. Gotcha. Okay, continue.
So it's just like that's that's been the criticism of Kenya Barris.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what. And then the criticisms, I saw a lot of criticisms. Of course, people are going to have issues with an interracial couple, period. That's just the surface level stuff. Then you're going to have people who have criticisms like, there's no way in the world Jonah Hill would be with Lauren London. You have
that was the whole point, though.
But you also have the criticism of Lauren London can't act. She here because she pretty. Then you have the criticism of like you could have basically replaced her with anybody, and then it kind of plays more into the trope of like the Kenya Barris thing, because there was like she's been doing press and interviews, and she's like, oh, he had to like practically beg me to be in the movie, and because I really wasn't feeling it. You know, she was grieving. She wasn't really looking to do nothing like this, but. And then it rolls right back into what people have called a fetish with, or whatever you want to call it, with mixed. Because Lauren London is mixed. So it was just like, all right, y'all. Like, it at some point, it gets exhausting. This comes from me. I'm just like, all right, y'all. Like, shit, give it a rest. And then but then I did see other things that I honestly wasn't even taking into account. See, some people were upset because they didn't like the portrayal of Muslims in the movie. Some people were upset because they didn't like the portrayal of Jews in the movie. Some people were upset because they felt like they should have went.
Oh, you mean the doctor that said, "Let's go to the bathroom so we can check you out"?
Wild, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely wild.
He said,
I don't think so.
He said, "Hey, Ezra, how's your penis?"
My mouth was open. Like, I thought we was going to get around to a, like, last time I saw you, you said you fell and broke your dick or something crazy.
Yeah.
My man was just out here a predator. And I was like, whoa.
I like the fact that his mom, he was talking to his mom, he was like, we don't talk about him. He was like, oh, well, I mean, we need some witnesses. I think I can go get some. She's like, well, no, you're not proven guilty. He was like, yeah, but he just, she's like, oh, so you're on his side. Okay, gotcha.
It's giving me OJ energy, bro. Like,
yeah.
He's clearly a predator.
Yes.
But you're just going to ride with it. I saw criticism that they felt like they could have went and got actual Muslim actors to play her parents, and it was some people didn't like the writing. I've seen criticisms up and down about this movie, about things you expected people would say, and things that I didn't even stop to think about. So I mean, overall it was okay. I'm not going to say it's going to be on my best of 2023 list or anything, but I didn't absolutely hate the movie. And I didn't know what to expect. So
no, like I said, I respect that. I understand that, and I'm just, I understand it's going to be a fair amount of criticism. Sometimes I ask myself about the criticisms because I'll be like, am I missing something? And am I overlooking the bad stuff in here? And because sometimes when I watch a movie, and this is honest for me myself, is that I try going there with the unbiased, and I try to pick the movie apart. And then sometimes I just go and enjoy the movie and like what I like, and I can be very complicated when it comes to that. And sometimes when I feel as though I like something, and it's like a lot of people talk about, so this is bad, I'm like, damn, maybe I gotta go back and see it again and see what maybe I missed it, or maybe I looked at it differently, type thing. And I know it happened with me with Wonder Woman 84.
Well, that's why you gotta watch stuff before you watch reviews.
Well, I tell you that. So
I know.
I'm
not saying that you're wrong. I'm agreeing with you in this case.
So like when I watched Wonder Woman 84, I watched it. I was just like, damn, it's a bad movie, but I like it. That like
you can. Something could be a bad movie and you can still like it.
And then I look. I'm like, people is trashing this show. I'm just like, damn. I mean, it's bad, but it's something about I like. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I was watching you people, I was just legit. I was watching it by myself, so I didn't have no influence by you or by Prime texting me. I was just sitting there watching by myself, and I was legit on my dad's couch laughing. I was like, why am I laughing like this? Because I felt like while I'm watching Vacation Friends.
Yeah, Vacation Friends took me completely by surprise.
Yeah, and I was just like, this has no business being this funny, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's because I like that style of comedy.
Yeah, I think I went into Vacation Friends with different expectations than this one.
Yeah.
Because I knew no matter how you slice it, the material is always going to be heavier.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with race and cultural differences.
Yeah. I do agree. And then going into this, I was just like, I like Jonah Hill. And Jonah Hill is an actor that I don't think it's enough credit. Because if he's either playing in The Wolf of Wall Street or he's doing this comedy, or what was that other movie that he was just in that when he was going out to get the drugs and the black guys wouldn't give him the drugs, he went out to this truck and got the AR-15 and started shooting it. I forgot what movie that was.
Oh, I guess that. I don't be watching Jonah Hill movies, I guess.
No, but I'm just saying, but he's a very talented guy that I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't have a problem with Jonah Hill.
Yeah, and then also it's you know, I'm a fan of Eddie Murphy. Every time I see Eddie Murphy is gonna be like back in something like this, I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And like I said, yeah, no, the movie's not perfect. It probably is not gonna be in my top 10. It's not in my top 10 worst. I know it's not gonna make that.
There are lots of middle of the road movies and albums that
it's just there. Like, will I go down and put it on Netflix just to watch it again? Sure. It's not something that I'd be like, all right, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. I can check it off my list, thing like that. I do recommend people to go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a middle of the road. This ain't something that gotta be on your priority, but I'm just saying, but if you're looking for a Netflix and chill, put it on. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Get a couple laughs. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you do like it. I don't.
He's Jewish, by the way.
Who?
That was Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill is actually Jewish. Okay.
Remember we was talking about it in the car, and you was like, "Well, I don't even know if he is Jewish." And everybody was talking about, well, they had Jewish people for the Jewish parts, but they didn't.
Yeah.
He is Jewish. But I was just looking for that movie, that you was just talking about. And it was Knocked Up that I was thinking about, not The Hangover. Remember when they were in Knocked Up, young and stupid. But I don't know. It was okay. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna put it in my best, but I'm not gonna put it in my worst.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. I don't know many rom-coms that would end up in my best, per my personal best.
Oh yeah, like I said, I understand that, and like I said, when I was watching, I was sitting there thinking like, yo, for some reason, I'm just liking, like, he didn't seem scared of Lauren London.
Yeah.
That's one day I was like, cause like when people was like, who the fuck, like Jonah Hill and Lauren London, because nobody asked for that, and I'm like, they didn't. But the thing is like how is you could tell, okay, cringy biracial couples that it's just like there's no chemistry there. For instance,
I know what you're about to say, because I think as long as they're not this bad, it'll never be bad.
Who
Taraji P.
Ed Helms.
And Ed Helms.
Woo! That Coffee and Kareem. I said, there's no way.
That whole movie was trash. But their chemistry was in the depths of hell.
Yes.
It did not exist.
I was like, y'all can't even make me believe, like, even in this environment, that this thing exists.
I must say, because, and let's be frank. I've seen tons of couples, interracial and not, where there is someone who is beautiful, and the husband is average at best.
Yeah.
And I mean on his best day. And also
Prime, what? Are you alright over there?
Yeah.
And also
Okay.
vice versa. So I mean, come on. I was like, this is not the most far-fetched thing. Is it a bit far-fetched? Sure. It's not the most far-fetched thing I've ever seen, because if I'm being honest, I've scrolled Instagram, and that's a big thing on social media. Interracial couples being influencers simply because they're an interracial couple, huge thing on social media. Let's not pretend it's not. I've seen this. The woman who you would be like, she's beautiful. She could have whoever. Yeah. And she just got average Joe from up the street.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just that when I see these in different movies, when I can tell people like they must have hung out before this just to get the chemistry going. Like, it's like what's the white guy from Entourage and Gabriel Union and Think Like a Man?
Oh, I forgot his name, and I don't think he's white.
Okay.
I forgot what his name is. Jerry something.
Yeah, I think they had a good chemistry on screen. What I think is Zoe Saldana and Ashton Kutcher. I thought it was a kind of decent chemistry. Guess who?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I would say I know they had a decent chemistry on there, but when I see like Ed Helms and Taraji, this is forced. Okay,
y'all came to set and was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And
yeah.
Walked away from each other.
Jesus Christ! I'm sorry.
About what?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't even say that out loud.
So yeah, like I said, I recommend it. You know, for people to check it out. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that people necessarily don't like it. But that is our review for you people. I'm gonna ask y'all around real quick. How would y'all rate it? You know, going off my rating system.
I would rate somewhere between a 6 and a 7. What's that? A Catch It at a Barbershop?
That's like a D. Catch You at a Barbershop is what I have as a D.
And what's the C?
Hashtag give it a chance.
I guess it'd be a low hashtag give it a chance for me.
Where would you rank it, Prime?
No, I'll say give it a chance. Man, look, to be honest, it's funny, but like the parts I think some of the parts that's been funny on purpose are not as funny as some of the parts that's just accidentally funny because of how you would interpret it. To me,
I agree with that.
For the Eddie Murphy and Mike Epstein, so I'm like, they're funny to me. It was like personally, I'm not really that big of a fan of like for some reason he don't make me laugh like other people be cracking up, but this scene with him and Eddie, every scene with him and Eddie, I'm like, oh, they why haven't they been done a movie together? You know,
join the club, because if Mike Epstein on a movie screen, I'm uninterested. I'm just being completely honest here. Crucify me in the comments. I don't care.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I also give it a hashtag. Give it a chance. I said right there in the middle of the road. It ain't reinventing the wheel. Ain't doing nothing. I told a simple story. I like Jonah Hill. You know what I'm saying? They got their movie off. Okay, so I know Ken Barris is working on a lot of other shit that he's trying to get out going. Let's see how that shit work out too. But
was he the new age Spike Lee? He gotta stick himself in there somewhere.
He's becoming the, you know, like Tyler Perry got his church auntie audience. Spike Lee got his woke audience, and then you got Ken Barris got his mixed audience. Like that.
He's looking for it. He's like, hey,
that's what's going on.
Interracial, come over here.
Yeah. So that's how I'll rank it.